Obviously, this is not tank football, so there'll be no goals, but who'll get the first point?
I think Stefan could probably make a good header here in his gorilla, but no surprises here from Kazna crew. They're sending vets or Eurofish. We see this. You keep a spotter there, somebody in support. You just have to get out on time. And they're going east with all the rest. Rusty roster, no surprise. I mean, they have a defensive lineup. They're going defensive. Very logical. Now we're going to have to see if Kazna crew, can they clear out Basista's position, yes or no?
Yeah, can they flush out Basista from this position where he's sitting in the bush, giving himself, or giving the team perfect view down the bottom area of the map? Kazna not going for a cap rush there. Looks like Rusty Roster were lining up ready to counter it, but Kazna actually going through the magical forest, looking for targets as Stefan gets the first shot out, trying to look for someone as we see Haiba and Yuzny as we zoom across the battlefield here with our little air drone.
Yuzny did not make a mistake there. He did not, just fire his shell. He's making spotting checks. We talked about it as well. He's checking if he gets spotted. If he's not spotted, he knows there's not a scout there. He did not accidentally press his mouse.
Now here's the thing, look at Catch Me and Shrebshersenyan lined up together. Is that just a difference with the HD model? Because on some of these tanks I noticed that the Rusty Roster camo looks super clean, and on some other tanks it looks like dirty and worn. And it's the same with kind of Yuzny here. Like this Kazna one here.
Depends on the tank.
I think really. I think it might be related to the HD model, the HD models or something, because that one kind of looks like worn in.
Whoa, I don't like this bush. I really don't like this bush. He's not going to last longer than a minute and a half in that one, I think. It's the most commonly used bush throughout the seasons. I mean, if Kazna crew don't figure out he's in that one.
Well, to be fair, Stefan just put one right through that bush, but because of the way he was sitting, it sailed right over the top turret, or in between, sorry, the body of the tank and the turret. So he's going to put another one into the bush. Again, look at that. It's like Neo. Look how close that was.
I think he's just going one by one. I mean, there's 3 bushes there. Realistically, you have the one on the right, one on the left, and the one in the middle. He put 2 through the one on the right. Now he probably switched to the middle, and I think Basista is going to be done for pretty quickly here.
And of course, only we can see the tracer view there as Pascapista is just coming down to get additional shot. Yuzny's on the reload now as Batista is getting shot. So Batista gets hit there. He relocates a little bit. He spots Elin, spots Stefan. Now they would have known that connected, yeah?
They can't. I mean, they can't really know that they connected because you don't get an indicator if you connected, obviously. But that's only with RTV you can see the shell didn't go through. They can also, like, if they see that the shell stops, then they know it doesn't go through. It's very hard to see with so many bushes.
Yeah. So he's going to put another shot in here, Stefan. Oh, that was where exactly
a
where he
little bit
was.
Too high, actually.
Yeah, he's just where he was though. He moved slightly to the left. So Stefan's put 3 shots into that same bush. Every single one of them would have wrecked Basista. Basista is still managing to survive here. So lucky. Pashka gets himself spotted out. There's Haiba's making a rush forward now, so it looks like Haiba's just going to go for a quick spot to flush out Basista and then get the ball rolling down south here, Daki.
Yeah, Haiba can't actually spot Basista because, but they're still blind firing him. It's Alien. I think it's Alien that's the one hitting him right now.
I think they know where he is now.
Getting so close. I mean, you can just see the knowledge from Kazna. They're not blind firing other bushes. They pretty much know where Basista is.
All the shots going into that one. And Basista's taking 2 hits, although it's clear to point out that he's not been spotted yet, as we see Shrebshersenyan just taking another hit there, or taking a first hit in the E5 up on the hill. Now, Basista has got track damage, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he's on a 1-shot, and even if he tried to run, he's going to get hit because there's going to be a nice crossfire from Kazna. It's just a case of how long that it takes to flush him out, because all that time is vital time that Kazna could be doing to try and make a move on the cap circle.
Yeah, we've seen them before though. It can take a time here, but they're still hitting Shrebshersenyan in return as well. Some nice shots, I think, from Vetso and Eurofish between those two. But once Basista goes down, there's a real issue here for Rusty Roster. I mean, they have a lot of heavies. And Kazna crew, those clippers, once they get on the sides of those, once the Rusty Roster is forced to make a move, I'm afraid for them.
So Alien just shooting out as well. He takes a hit from Pashka Pizza there. He was trying to get shots back into him. Haiba just sitting in behind this building. He hasn't reloaded from when he took the shots earlier on over. He took one into Basista. Now, Alien, 1 shot left before he reloads. Yuzny's on a full reload. They're trying to get shots, it looks like, at Pashka. And for now, Basista is still surviving.
Almost 5 minutes gone here for Kazna, but we talk about it. Usually it takes them between 6 minutes or a little bit longer even I've gotten kind of unlucky since Batista, they put a lot of shells in the bushes, but kind of too high, kind of not in the right position, so he's still alive. I'm still thinking they will get him at one point, though.
I'm sure they get him at one point, but the thing is at what time are they going to do it? Because Kazna are just playing a kind of standoff game at the moment, and they're slowly starting to take hits back. We see Haiba taking a shot, and we see Alien have taken a shot as well, but damage at the moment in their favour against Rusty Roster, but Rusty Roster with the more HP because they've got the heavier setup.
Nice shot there from Eurofish onto Shepshashenian. Eurofish takes one turn in return, but note Shepshashenian minus commander.
No jack
he's
of all
not going to be
trades.
happy about that
Yep.
one. Plus, he doesn't even know when he's spotted anymore over here.
No jack of all trades, and a hit onto his vision, so that's going to be quite dangerous. He pokes over, he knows that the only time he knows if Eurofish is aiming at him is likely when he takes a shot to the face. So we see Nexus just looking for some targets over here. Just below Catch Me and Shepshashenian. Nexus has actually been able to push up quite far there, Dake.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about bullet sponges. Well, Nexus is one as well. As when Kazna does figure out the bush of Batista and they get him out, well, Nexus only has to do his 4 shells at that point, get them to push onto him. When they do so, I mean, when they do so, he'll have a lot of HP.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore, though.
He just lost about half of it, poking himself over the hill here and getting 2 shots back in his face in return. Nexus is clipping into somebody though, so he fired off 2 shots now.
Haiba is
Haiba,
close. Whoa!
Haiba, mate, come on, make one connect.
He put one on the left and one on the right of Batista. Batista is really lucky at this point, and that's the issue we sometimes talk about. Yes, they're great at clearing bushes, but the time
Time is not in their favour as Shepshashenian takes another shot there on at E5. He's been quite effective at a bullet sponge here, but he's not been effective at trying to avoid the shots coming at him. Batista just holding his nerve there as we see Yizne just pushing out, trying to say, like, come on, where are you? Don't tell me you're in this bush that I'm going to drive around. He still hasn't spotted him. Yizne's going to go down for this, and in return, not spot out Batista. This is like a crazy move from Yizne right now.
Hey, Kazna crew got nervous there. They really want to clear the bushes. They have no clue so far. Isna, I mean, now Kazna, they've put so many shells in the bushes of Batista. They're like, there's no way he can't be in there. I put like 6 shells in there, Stefan, on TeamSpeak right now.
Every single one too high, pretty much.
Yeah, and they're like, well, he has to be here then. After which they send Isna to go spot him for sure. And they're like, oh, he's not.
Just wondering as well, I mean, you see Shepshashenian getting dropped here from Vetso, sorry. Is Batista just sitting there on TeamSpeak and he's like,
Yeah, he's probably giggling away. He's very lucky. I mean, they've wasted 8 minutes almost at this point. Kazan now has to make a move. They're down 3k HP at this point, so it's not looking good for them. Sacrificing so much on Isna, sacrificing a lot of Eurofish. Not good stuff.
A nice little power slide there from Yizne as he comes in to help out Eurofish on the cap as they're taking it down to 2 tanks in the cap circle, but Prosto can come over and get a shot here. Yamto and Figo can move up as well to provide additional covering fire. Batista is still covering this bottom area. Alien could come across and get a spot onto him, but they're coming out of the cap circle now, Kazna, to try and...
Damage.
Great damage there on Prosto as Stefan gets the killing blow onto him. So I was just going to say Kazna might just do this just to try and bait some Rusty Roster tanks up out of position. Yamto gets the kill back on Nexus. Nexus shouldn't have lost that much health, but Catch Me is going to go down for Rusty Roster. Oh, bounce off the top of his turret as he's able to survive there and get more shots out from his gun. Taki, this is still on a knife edge.
The firing from Kazna crew is on point here. The time is an issue though, but they have to send somebody in to reset. Stefan and like really is just controlling it. He did a really nice shot onto Prosto there. Prosto is supposed to get saved behind the house and reset. Now, Rusty Roster has to make a move here at some point, and then they still need to survive with somebody.
So Kazna crew have only lost 1 tank. Rusty Roster have lost 2 tanks. Kazna sitting in the cap circle, 10 seconds to go. There's 54 seconds left in the match. So Rusty Roster desperately need a cap reset in just a second, but the tanks going for doing it are getting focus fire and a crossfire now. We're going to see Figo and Jamto, although Figo does manage to kill... Oh, Jamto actually kills Yizne and Pascapisa kills Haiba. Kazna crew, this is sloppy. You guys are not going to see this one out if you don't be careful. They have the health advantage at the moment slightly in their favour, and they have the gun advantage in their favour, Daki, but Rusty Roster are still in here, and it's 25 seconds left of the map. Rusty Roster, if they have any sense right now, Pascapisa should just be running away if he can, although he is facing off against Alien.
They need to survive here. Pasca needs to survive for 15 more seconds. Alien really needs to go for it at this point. Yamto won't survive it. It has to be Alien versus Pasca here. If Alien picks it up, they win.
Pasca's going to play Ring Around the Rosies. All he needs to do is survive for 6 seconds. 5, 4. Can he do it? 3, 2, 1. Pasca, you have saved your team. You have carried your teammate.
Yamto also survived, but that was because Stefan I missed, I guess.
Yes, but oh.
Realistically, like, Yamto dies, and then it's Pasca versus Ilian in the 1v1, and Ilian should have... I mean, it's obvious what Ilian's trying to do there. He's not, like, just standing still. He gets out of proxy range, he waits for the D-lid to come in, and then he wants to make his play to surprise Pashka on either side. Pashka made the correct decision, got around the other side, so no matter if Yamto went down, Rusty Roster won that round. Kazna is going to really be kicking themselves about that one.
So we said at the start, Rusty Roster, team known to sometimes drag matches out, camp and see them out all the way. They saw that out till the very dying seconds of the match there. Kazna trying to play with the clock in their favour when they were doing the base cap, but not doing it quite at the right time, and the actual match time was against them there. They started, I mean, you had 20 seconds on their cap, but it was 1 minute 20 left in the match. If they didn't
sacrifice Isna's HP, they probably would have won that. I mean,
yeah, there was
they sacrificed 1.1k on him.
Some trades there that really weren't necessary, and some focus fire that really wasn't quite as focused that needed to be. The bush clearing at the start was terrible. It stopped it, held them up for so long. Basista played absolutely fantastic. I mean, say he played fantastic. He just drove into a bush, ladies and gentlemen, and sat there. But the fact that Kazna couldn't find out which bush he was in was really vital to the win.
Like Tomosa really was on Kazna's team speak today.
Some Tomosa Samosa trades there, yes?
Samosa.
Okay, so let's have a look at the stats there and see who did the top damage there across both teams. So Vetso doing what he can on the flank with the back chat.
Not bad at all. 4.2k damage.
4.2 damage. Yamto, however, in the T57 Heavy for Rusty Roster coming in behind him at 3,200. And then Paska Piska, yes, in the back chat of Rusty Roster again. Stefan and Ilian, then Catch Me, then Eurofish. So Autoloader City here, apart from Stefan and the girl in the middle.
There's Nexus, kind of wants to see him a little bit higher up, but Isna, they pretty much sacrificed him for that. I mean, that was not his fault.
Yeah, it was frustration in a way as well. I think he's like, they're not in that bush. If I drive forward, I'll surely spot him, and he didn't. So.
And Basista, I kind of took a quick look. He did like 3.2k assistance damage. That's not bad.
That's really good.
A tier 10.5.
That is really, really good. So the fact that he's bottom of the table here for damage is in no way telling of his performance. It was brilliant. So let's we're going to have a look at the post-battle highlights, Daki. So when that comes up, why don't you just give us a talk through what we see?
Well, here, Haiba, he puts one shell on the right of Basista, then he puts the shell on the left of Basista, and then he puts one on the right again. It's like, oh, you feel so bad at that point. It's like, come on, boys. This is Shepshashanian. I mean, he already made a lot of mistakes beforehand. He should never be that HP. Then they did start the cap. They got very lucky to kill Prosto. They lost Nexus in return. Not sure how that happened. Stefan here, he made a lot of crucial plays, didn't have a high damage, but a lot of crucial plays, and this was the part that pretty much won them the game here, surviving and killing a few tanks here.
So this was the exchange where Yamto and Figo are trying to kill off Eurofish, which they do, but they both take hits there. Stefan coming in behind them, and you've got Vetso as well. So Yamto's facing off against Vetso. You got Pasca Pizza. Stefan's in a reload. Vetso only has one shot left, and like you said, I guess he misses it. So Yamto actually kills
Ilian
Vetso.
Actually timed it wrong. Like
and it looked like Stefan missed his shot against Yamto.
I think Stefan missed the shot, but Ilian actually was 1 or 2 seconds off on the D spot. You could see once the yellow goes away, he's no longer spotted.
Too eager, yeah.
No longer spotted, so he was waiting for the D spot, but then he kind of gave away by driving forward too quickly, so Pashka was able to readjust.
Okay, so we're going to have round 2 here. Let's have a look at the lineups as the teams swap positions, and we now have Rusty Roster on the attack and Kazna Crew on the defense. Kazna Crew, kind of similar lineup in a way.
Well, I'm more fan of an IS-7 than a mouse, so...
It's nice to see, yeah, as long as there's no mouse and Conqueror gun carriages. M40, M43, so artillery that can be used to...
Well, it kind of tells us that they are going for that one cap, if anything, because we see teams that play Eastern side bring the Lorraine because of the relocation capability, the quick firing, the capability to go through a lot of bushes very quickly. That's everything the M40 really doesn't have. The M40 is just meant to hit tanks in the face. Now, Kazna, I mean, they can do anything as well. They can make a trap in the east. They can just rotate with all their bad shots. It's kind of on Rusty Roster to find that E5 and do a lot of damage to him.
So is this a cap rush coming from Rusty Roster?
No, I don't think so. You don't do cap rushes with Arty unless, you know, you would really want to surprise the enemy. But then even then, you know, you're missing out on a tier 8 that could do 1.6k possible damage. So, no, I don't think so. I think it's just going to be a spotting game.
Okay, so the placement of the AMX 3090 going to be important. Let's jump into the action here. Can Rusty Roster make it 2-0? Or will Kazna bring it back to 1-1? Now, we just seen a fantastic bush play, scout play from Basista in the AMX 3090. Are we going to see something similar for Yizne, Daki?
It depends on how Kazna is going to use him. Like I said, they could make a trap. You see these 3 batches already pushing forward here on the minimap, on the K line. That means they're probably going to put Isna a little bit further than you usually do. You do this to surprise somebody coming through the forest, but Rusty Roster, they're not going for anything aggressive like we said. They're going to play for the spots. They're going to try and find that E5, try and do some damage with that RT.
So Yizne going quite aggressive there actually in his scouting, taking up a different position. This is the one where we saw similar to where somebody got artilleried yesterday or Friday, I think it was.
Yep, exactly. Now, Kazna, it's going to be a slow game. Just get ready for it. It's going to be a slow game. Pashka is now being relocated. I mean, the name of the game is find the E5 pretty much for Rusty Roster. They want to get some shots onto Haiba. They're playing for control. Figo's in the middle. Prosto's on the eastern side. And they're just spotting a little bit from C2. I mean, they have all their bases covered. Question is, as always, does Kazna crew sit there and wait for the artillery to do something? Or are they going to make a proactive play as soon as that IS-7 pushes up, gets spotted? Are they going to make a proactive play? Or are they just going to wait and hope that Pashka does not destroy them?
So defensive play from Kazna, they are dug in super deep here. Nobody advanced up past the H line, so they've only got the bottom 3 squares of the map, whereas in comparison, Rusty Roster had advanced quite far up there, so Shrebs are sending down to the F line, so that's 6 squares down, contesting the G line basically, almost taking 70% of the map coverage, if you like, in effect to Kazna's 30%. But Kazna on the defense. Kazna don't really need to push out all across the map because they know Rusty Roster are going to come to them.
I just hope Haiba isn't peeking at this point. I mean, you can see Pashka is already looking towards that area, that general direction. The worst mistake we see teams make in this situation is that guy in G1, H1, he gets too eager. He's like, let me just quickly make a spot, then gets hit for 2k in the face by Artie, and he's like, oh well.
Yeah. Hey guys, let me just have a look for you. Oh wait a minute. Okay, I'll see you in the
Haiba does
garage.
get spotted. I'm not a fan at all. I think Haiba should be completely safe at this point.
Is he going to get hit by artillery? That's a big thing.
Pashka made a blind shot, so he won't be reloaded just yet. He's like halfway through it, 60% done. But Haiba, just please, just sit safe. Sit safe.
Haiba, poke your head out, mate. I want to see someone get nailed by artillery. I always love it in matches like this when someone gets absolutely wrecked by artillery.
Look at Kazna. Look at Kazna. They're already pushing up. They're sending Isna forward with the Batchas behind. I don't think they're going to wait for Artie.
There's the Artie shot going over, and it's a huge miss there onto Haiba. Now, Yizne has spotted out Prosto, who's going to run away. He has Basista with him there, moving back on the flank. They're going to relocate. But Yizne backs off as well, and he goes to the safety of Nexus and Stefan.
I mean, Isna, he has to be careful, of course, because Rusty Roster could just send 1 or 2 bad shots, quickly deal with him, not take too much damage. But, you know, he's kind of aware that there's a big chance that Rusty Roster will be realizing that there is too much threat. Kazna has 5 bad shots. I mean, they can't just do a blind push over there because everybody from Kazna could be there. So far, they've only seen the E5, so they really don't know anything. We as spectators, we obviously see all the positions. We see it wouldn't be the worst trade for them, but this gives Kazna a decent amount of control already. Slowly, like Rusty Roster, like you said in the beginning, had the map control. Kazna crew has been taking it back step by step by step.
Okay, and we just had a quick look there at Pashka, just trying to find someone to shoot at in his artillery, but as Daki was saying, nobody from Kazna is spotted at the moment. So, everything else square at the moment in game. Rusty Roster, however, lead 1-0, taking the first round, and this looks like a big rotation coming from Rusty Roster, Daki.
Yeah, they might want to catch Isna off guard in that area, but Isna, you know, he's also retracted. He realizes, you know, there's nobody spotting. Rusty Roster, where are you? Well, Rusty Roster, if you're not spotting, then I don't have to be spotting, and I'll just drive casually back into my bush and sit there.
Yep.
So this is going to be a waste of time pretty much for Rusty Roster, because when they get spotted, Ilian next to Stefan has now retracted into an area where they cannot be spotted. They're behind the bushes. They're just waiting for Rusty Roster to do exactly what they're doing and overextend a little bit.
And this is what usually happens on this map sometimes when it's a stalemate. The teams sit about, nothing happens, and the attackers rotate round this side. And generally they do it a lot too late because they rotate round this side and they get spotted and they're like, oh no, there's a light tank here spotting us. And then they spend forever trying to deal with the light tank, as we just saw with Kazna in the previous round, although Kazna weren't rotating late, they were there from the start. And they just get completely held up trying to get this scout, this light tank, or they get too focused in it.
That's what we talked about. Already takes 2 shells there. It's exactly what you said. Kazna crew, they're too smart to fall for something like this.
They're just sitting there, and the minute somebody from Rusty Roster pokes their head out, they're like, "Hello, we're waiting for you."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, now this was a completely, wasted rotation pretty much from Rusty Roster. As soon as, for example, Shepshoshenin goes back to that position to spot, to try and spot on Haiba, for example, Kazna will realize, that IS-7, they cannot leave him alone. I mean, we've seen it when the mouse got left alone, and even that one died within 25 seconds. So they're not going to leave him alone. Then Kazna will probably push up again with Isna, retake that control, and then we're back to same old, same old. Like, so far, we're 6 minutes in. Kazna crew has not taken a single point of damage yet, except for Nexus, who probably rammed into something in the beginning.
Yep. We see Nexus only taking 1 point of damage there, where in return Figo took about 800 and something there on his tank on the batch at 25 for Rusty Roster. So health from Kazna's favour by about 2,000, but then Kazna are also running with a heavy tank in their lineup, and Rusty Roster also have an artillery, so kind of off balances the teams just now. But Kazna crew sitting on an almost 2,000 HP advantage across the teams.
But does get spotted now. We talked about this. I'm afraid of his health. Can Pashka land the shell?
Yes, he can. 853 damage, Pashka.
What did I say in the beginning?
Good estimation. You said, Haiba, don't get spotted. Please, Haiba, don't get spotted.
I don't understand. Like, everybody that plays there, at one point, they're like, they want to spot. There's no need to spot.
It's like, hey, I'm spotted. Okay, I'll get myself unspotted. And I'll drive up again. Hey, I'm spotted again. What's the chances of that?
Unless they know more than me. But then again, it's why? Why would it be worth to take 800 damage on Haiba to just,
especially when you know the enemy team has artillery, and you're going to be the prime target.
And they have Eurofish in the bush. So they know that Haiba's not on the dune or either very far back. So now he's just like 800 HP down for free, pretty much.
It's a poke that's not needed, because he doesn't need to check the base, because you know the base is being counted because somebody's in it. Now there is somebody capping the base, and Haiba has to be careful he doesn't overextend. He's spotted again. Pashka Piska's lining up this shot. Can he get another one in?
Should be behind the house though at this point. Should be.
Yes, because there's no shot coming out right now from the artillery. If we can get a view on Haiba, we'll be able to see that.
This looks really bad.
Yeah, Haiba's positioning, you can see on the minimap, has moved up, so he's behind the base.
This entire plan for Rusty Roster looks really bad, because there is 6 tanks from Kazna crew waiting for exactly this play to come out. You can see Haiba is being covered by everybody.
So Haiba taking yet another shot there, but he's bait. He's basically been dangled out by Kazna to say, come kill Haiba, nobody else is here. Stefan and Wetzel get spotted out as Shepshoshenin is able to get the kill on Haiba. Now, Pashka Piska gets the shot over there onto Wetzel, so does a little bit of damage onto him. Stefan has clipped out, he's reloading now. Shepshoshenin is looking for somebody else to hit. He's taking coverage up on the hill here. So, Rusty Roster trying to dominate the hill here and trying to send somebody else into the cap, while the rest of Kazna crew come in and rotate their guns round to be able to get shots. As we see Alien just lining up shots here on Basista, but can't quite see him yet where he is. We have a 2-tank cap on the cap circle right now, Daki.
Yeah, still, look at Isna. He's all the way in the east. They just have to spot it for him pretty much, and he'll be able to reset. And I don't think the trade was worth it for Rusty Roster. They lost the Clipper for that E5. I mean, the E5 was only, a 1.3 HP at that point, so really not worth it at all. Isna will get the resets of his life here the entire day if he wants to. And keep an eye on the clock here. There's only 1 minute left.
Yeah, Beasley is spotted, I believe, by Shepshoshenin there to try and get the cap reset. So we're going to let it go to about 30 or 20 as we actually see the rotation coming in here from Kazna crew. So, Nexus followed up by Eurofish are going to jump into Figo and Prosta here. Prosta's the first one dropped as the Nexus carries on his drive-through, as Alien's also leading his guns into the fire. Now, Shepshoshenin's going to try and do what he can in the IS-7 as Eurofish is going to start clipping into him. Shepshoshenin's going to drop. Great kill there. Pashka Piska kills Alien with the artillery shot.
That was a big shot, but does it matter?
Big shot, but too little too late there, as Rusty Roster only have 2 tanks left. Catch Me in the Batch at 25 on 573 health. Pashka Pizza and Artillery on 400 health. Kazna crew still have 5 tanks available to shoot at, including an AMX 1390. This is going to go Kazna Crew's way, and it's going to be all squared at 1-1 Daki.
I mean, Kazna Crew, we talked about it. They didn't really wait for RT. Well, kind of. They made some rotations, baiting Rusty Roster back towards the other side. And then they had everybody set up for that.
Just wondering if Kazna Crew were going to try and just ram him to death. Or, I mean, I still want to see a team flip somebody at the end as like a kind of like... And if teams are on friendly terms, that'd be quite
I don't
funny.
know if they're on favorable terms. Then yeah. If that's like
it'd be like a gentleman's...
If it's two friendly teams, yeah, sure. But if it's like opponents, then you flip, that's like BM.
Yeah, BM, big time bad manners. But if it's two friendly teams, it'd be really funny if that a gentleman's agreement say, look guys, if we get down to 1 tank, don't go kill yourself. We'll flip you over because it'll be fun for the stream. I think that'd be a good laugh. That's what I would do if I was a team captain myself.
That's why you're not a team captain.
That's why I'm not a team captain. What would you do?
What would I do? I don't know. In the last match of the season, when nothing matters, just take a fun lineup, like 6 mouses.
It's probably why you're not a pro player
6 mouses in a block with a 4-1-6 in between, driving to the cap on Prokhorovka. Pom, pom. You know, it'd be glorious. Slowly, but glorious.
You're giving teams like Legends ideas for their last matches here. Have you seen what's been going on in Russia with some of the team lineups?
Yeah, I like that.
I think it's funny as well, but I'm sure the teams playing them don't like. Let's have a look at the damage done on that battle and see who came out on top. Stefan there and Batchat, almost 3k damage. Very nice with 8 shots.
Yeah, nice overall damage here, especially because Kazna Kruk had most of the tanks alive till the end of the game, so he kind of excelled just a little bit more than the rest of his team, even though everybody was alive. And Pashka, yes, he has 2.3k damage, but I think 1.6 around there, 1.6 of it was onto Elian. So
that was a lovely shot onto Elian.
That's like 800. The only real damage he did to affect that round was the 800 he did on Haiba. Everything else was non-valuable.
And the shot he did on Alien was one of those ones that Alien wouldn't have been expected, so I'm pretty sure Alien would have got quite a fright as suddenly his tank is dead.
Alien should not just be camping that hard.
Haiba and Prost, I mean, Haiba, he wasn't really... His job wasn't to actually engage tanks, it was more to be bait.
His job wasn't to get spotted either.
His job was not to get spotted, yeah, that's a fair point. So let's have a look at the highlights. We can actually hopefully see the bit where Alien gets erased from the battlefield.
This is unnecessary. I stand by it. It's unnecessary for Haiba to take the damage there by RT. He got pushed into the city as a bait. They traded Yamto in return, which was in their favor because they got more clippers after.
Alien's on 1,400 health at the moment.
Okay, 1,400 he was. He had full.
So he goes down, he comes back up. So he's still okay, so nobody's shooting at him. Nobody's shooting at him. Here comes the shot.
1, and there he goes.
Comes over. Yeah. Wow, that was actually a really good shot.
Oh, Pashka.
He was just starting to move as well. So 1,400 poor Alien. I mean, that was even if he had full health, that would have killed him as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
that was a direct hit.
It kind of depends on the RD roll. Obviously, the RD could always low roll with the penetration value, but still, imagine.
He would be like, yes, I'm on a reload. I can turn around and do more damage, and
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
He must have looked orange after that.
Yep, feels Venus.
Feels and feels.
Feels
you stole mine!
And feels. Is that your shout you needed to do?
No.
Okay, that's stuff
for
to
that
come.
one special person
pressure,
in chat, Ryan.
Pressure. So, is it going to be Mainland or Milosh then?
Who knows? Okay. Whoever I'm talking to knows who I'm talking to, okay?
Let's have a look at the lineups for the next map as we go into Himmelsdorf here. Rusty Rust on attack, Himmelsdorf. I do it again, Himmelsdorf on defense, Kazna Crew on defense.
Double 113, double 50B, this is fine and all. You can do everything with it. You can go rails if the enemy takes a very slow setup. You can also just push straight through the 8 line if you wanted to. Utopia, like Mojo said, the meta setters on that part with the double bat shot. They've shown a lot of teams on how to play this map. Kazna Crew, on the other hand, I mean, no real surprise there. You take the 113 because he can go quickly down the 1-2 line. You take the FE because of DPM. You take the IS-4 because of armor. And you can put him, for example, in A5 and then push him over onto A7. And then the 50Bs for burst and Batchat also for 1-2 line.
Okay, so map number 2 is going to be Himmelsdorf. Who's going to take it to 2-1? Is it going to be Rusty Roster or is it going to be Kazna Crew? Let's find out as we jump into the map. Okay, and here we go. Do we have moving tanks? Because Himmelsdorf always seems to be the one we have resets, but no, everyone's moving. Daki, what are we going to see here from the start?
So Kazna crew, they're most likely to move down the 1-2 line, put the IS-4 in A5 or A4, A5, or they put them in C3 first. They push down the rails. Rusty Roster, they play for control. They try and catch a tank for Kazna crew. After which they're most likely also to push down the 8 line, put the 3090 on the cap, and then it kind of depends on the rotations.
Always depends on the rotations there. So we see Figo up on the hill in the batch at 25, and he's up there with Pashka and the Grill 15. Haiba not sitting up actually into A5. I'm not sure if I would be doing that myself, but he's the one to give coverage onto the hill. Probably if he did see somebody, he would then rotate into A5, Daki?
Yep, he can. I mean, what he can do is he can stay there and he can do whatever he wants pretty much. He can spot if they come down the hill and then later push across. The thing is, it depends on how many tanks he spots, you know, like if he spots like 2-3 guys crossing, he's not going to go back to A5, he's going to sit there, maybe move towards the wall. But Kazna crew, this is a standard start. I mean, you can see Nexus is the one all the way down, Eurofish at G3, there's a little bit of a window you can look through, spot the 8 line as well, land the cheeky shell if you're lucky.
Cheeky shell.
Yeah. Vetso here just also controlling 8 line, so I mean, Kazna, they're doing a standard start.
Okay, so you saw lots of shots being traded there from the people on the rails shooting up to the people on the hill. Some shots there in the middle as well from Yizne shooting over to where Basista was in the area, so it was around about G4, G5 area in one of the windows facing into the courtyard. Now, at the moment, Kazna crew have a fairly strong defence going down the west side of the map because there's no move really from Rusty Roster coming up the east side. At some point, Rusty Roster are likely to rotate up the east side, coming down up the Banana Road, or possibly even going all the way around the hill. But it looks like perhaps they're setting a bait here, Daki, down the bottom.
Yeah, we talked about Rusty Roster being slow. Well, they're being slow right now. They want to catch, for example, a rotation from Kazna crew. We've seen it before where Kazna kind of over-rotated in the south. Best example was against Legend when they got caught out, but Nexus, he's not going to go for that. I mean, there's really no point. It's like on Murovanka, you know, if there's nobody on the cap, then there's no point to rotate.
So here we go with the camera drone again, buzzing through. We have a man on remote control standing at the corner of the map covering this. It's very good drone work. So Basista, so again, that camouflage just looks nice and cool. It looks well worn and stuff, so it's like it's been in a fire or something slightly. And the other camouflages on Rusty Roster.
What's your favorite camo?
Favorite camo? I don't know. For some reason, I quite like the Wild Bunch. I like that grey and green. I don't know why.
I always loved Kazna's.
Kazna crew, it's nice and simple. It's the black and white. I guess Utopia is quite cool, but it works only when Utopia are on the blue side. There's one of the teams, I think it's this Karen Tigers in the APAC region. They've got a black and red one that's quite cool as well. But yeah, I mean, I think the three colour ones are usually the most favourite ones. So, Daki, can you break out your crayons and show us what's likely to happen in this match? Yizne actually taking a huge hit there.
Yeah, nice blind shot there, I think.
So, what can we see is likely to happen, Daki?
Well, I mean, fairly thingy. So they made a trap here, right? They made a trap here and here, trying to catch a rotation from Kazna crew coming through here. They didn't get anything, so they're going to be going down here now, like this. And then they're going to start up cap over here. Usually you keep a tank over here as well. You keep 1-2 tanks over here, and you keep somebody controlling this.
It's nice circles there, Daki.
Thank you. My drawing skills are on point.
Yep. Are you drawing with your foot?
Yes, exactly. Eurofish is covering like this, right? Best line EU. Nexus can do either of things. He can rotate through the hill, but we've seen it's more that teams decide to take this courtyard over here and then play from here and here at the same time.
Okay, so let's jump back into action as we see the tanks on Rusty Roster all being spotted as they come down the hill here. Haiba hasn't taken any damage himself, and Catchme and Yamto are getting shot. So Catchme gets another shot there from Haiba. Now, the rest of Kazna crew already rotating. Nexus is doing a bottom sweep rotation coming all the way around the back. He could be absolutely vital once this fight starts and get some really brilliant shots. He can come in, get a clip, back off, then come back in when his clip's reloaded. Figo is spotted up on the hill. Nexus is going up actually onto the hill, so it looks like Nexus is going to want to fight against Figo here, and that could be quite an interesting fight on the hill. It's going to really come down to who gets the shots off first and who gets the high rolls.
Pashka here is very vital. He tried to land a shot onto Vetso, but didn't connect that one. You can see if he lands those, they're very crucial, but they still haven't started the cap, and they still have to somehow deal with Haiba. I mean, he did those 2 shells, and when they were coming down the 8 line, he saw an opportunity to cross over. With 5 minutes left, it's going to take them some time to dig him out, and like you said, Nexus versus Figo is going to be very important here. Nexus, you know, he's kind of wary of where Figo could be, so he's like slowly pushing up, and I think he will go though once Isne gets there, because when Isne gets there, you have to understand that Figo needs all 5 shells to kill Nexus no matter what, unless he gets ridiculous rolls. So Isne gets there, takes a shell, while Nexus just kills Figo in return.
Yep, I mean Isne will be able to get in at least 4 shots back in return for taking 5, and then it can easily be finished off with Isne, although he might spend a shot into Isne.
There we go, Nexus and Figo, they spot each other.
What is going on here with... What's he doing with Basista? He was pushing Basista into the wall there.
Nexus is winning.
Nexus wins the trade and wins it with 2 shots left in him. Rusty Roster falling to pieces here as Kazna come round and get the shots into them. Now, Basista's almost dropped. Prosto's almost dropped. Prosto is dropped now, so Figo and Prosto down on Rusty Roster. Kazna crew have only lost Haiba. Vessel's going to come in and try and do what shots he can. He's going to shoot into the 1-1-3. He's trying to find one of the autoloaders, but Catch Me's waiting around the corner with a full clip for Vetsel's face. Vetsel, you've just drove into trouble, mate. That's not going to go down well for you. Vetsel gets dropped. Quite an overextension there, as now Kazna crew have dropped 2 tanks, but can they get the rest of their guns to bear? Eurofish looking for a target as Ilya and Stefan come around the corner to try and deal with Catch Me and Yamto. So, shots coming back out from Catch Me to Yamto into Stefan. Ilyan's going to clip into Yamto as we see a crossfire from Nexus as well, who's came down off the hill. Shrebshenian in the middle there in the 1-1-3 can't really do much else. So Kazna crew with 4 tanks. I was just about to say 5, but Yizne's dropped. Rusty Roster with 4 tanks as well. HP advantage, not really with any one team. It was slight to Rusty Roster, but now Kazna crew are turning their guns back onto him. Shrebshenian's getting dropped. Pashka Piska nearly really needs to get a pick here. He really needs to get high damage on one of his tanks, but there's nothing to shoot at. Kazna crew are sitting around the corner as Basista is killed. Gets the kill on Nexus. This is in Rusty Roster's favour now, Daki.
Yeah, Rusty Roster, great stuff there so far. Vetso, he got kind of caught in between the grill and the 50B. He had to pick who he was going to drive into. He tried to get around the corner, but 50B waiting there. I mean, Rusty Roster in a good position here. Pashka, he can go back to B0, cover the side, and then catch me Shrebshenian and cover the other corners. Stefan, Ilian, they still have a lot of HP. It's very doable. They need 3 shells for Catch Me. They only need 1 for Shrebshenian. And Pashka, with almost 1,000 HP, he won't be in the fight pretty much because he's just going to be controlling Ilian.
And there's Basista starting the cap there, trying to bait out Alien or somebody else to come around and get him. He's safely around the corner, so if anyone wants to go and get at him, they're going to get shot at. And the shot's going to come down from Pasca. Can he make it connect onto Alien? That's really important right now. He does.
He's
8-2.
on fire!
On fire! What a shot! Alien doesn't have extinguishers. He's burning. He's going to go down. No, he does have an extinguisher. He's surviving. Alien on 2 health. 2 health. Basista can easily go out and kill him if he wanted to, but Basista's on a 1-shot. Stefan's able to kill Shrebshenian, and he's also able to kill Catch Me. This is going back into Kazna's favour, but the health pool still with Rusty Roster. Pashka Piska kills Eurofish. All we have is Stefan and Alien left. Alien on 2 health, Stefan on 819. What a shot that was for Pashka.
I mean, Basista can roll that. I mean, Pashka can roll 819 on Stefan if he gets a little bit lucky here. Alien surviving with 2 HP made it, so Catch Me tried to kill him, but he didn't, and then Catch Me died in return. So yeah, good stuff here.
As Pashka, he's aiming at Stefan. He's going to get a shot. No, he's backing off. He's going to back up Batista. He's going to get shot in the back. Pashka, turn around, mate. You're going to get caught. He's so not ready for this. He's facing away from him. He gets the shot into Basista instead. Stefan's now going to shoot Pashka. Stefan gets the shot in the cap. That's exactly what I needed. Pashka's stuck between 2 tanks now. Doesn't matter which one he goes for, he's going to lose.
He bounced.
He bounced and he's dead. Well played to Kazna. Fantastic pincer play. Very, very great play from Stefan there. That could have gone. It could have gone against Kazna so easily in that situation.
Yeah, Kazna, the overextension for no real reason. Nexus wins the hill fight. Why are they suiciding exactly? I'm not sure. I mean, Isna and Nexus can very easily kill Pashka. I mean, you send in Isna first, he kills Isna. Well, okay, you can probably kill him, get past him, track him, kill him. And then he just resets from there. Eurofish took a lot of damage on that corner. Then Pashka came from behind. Vetso got really caught up between, but there's nothing he could do. There's like one side he has a Gorilla, the other side he has a 50B and a 113. So what does he do? He just tried to go for what he thought the best option was, which really he couldn't do anything else. Perhaps he could like drive in the other road, but that's hindsight. So I mean, close stuff. Gustav and Ilian surviving on 2 HP.
2 HP. I've never seen lower than that for somebody to finish out a match. I think the lowest I saw before that was 4 in one of our previous matches, and he actually got a killing shot as well. So really impressive play by Ilian. Great target choice, great play from sitting there, not actually wanting to go for that kill on the AMX, because that could have cost him his life as well. So Pashka there in the grill doing 4k damage, but Stefan there in 3.8 is fantastic as well.
The thing we talk about, those next two players, that's the holy trinity there, right there. In effect, Stefan next is Ilian. Those are the boys. Those are the boys. They just did a little bit more damage overall than the players from Rusty Roster. You see, like, I mean, Ilian did 200 more than Shepshashanian, and then more than Batista. Batista, 2.1k in a 1390.
2.1, yeah, fantastic damage there from Batista. Catch me come up there next to the AMX50B at 1934. Now, kind of want a bit more from the AMX50B. To be outdamaged by an AMX 1390 is quite nasty, to be honest.
I think Rusty Roster needs one more Grille. One more
Grille, yep, definitely. So now, when we go into the bomb here, he's using it in the AMX 1390. Can't really hold that against the guy, but Yamto, Eurofish, potentially could have done better there in the 113s.
Yeah, Yamto was kind of caught out in that 8 line. I'm not sure why he was still not around the corner, but he got caught in a crossfire between Nexus and then Stefan from the other side. So that was a free 1-1-3 for them. I mean, in essence, Kazna has to be kind of lucky with this.
Yes, indeed. So let's have a look at the highlights of this battle, and we can actually see where things went. So Nexus winning this trade on the hill against Figo was a really important fight.
Super important. I mean, after that, really, they could have just driven down the 0 line and restarted Batista. You see Eurofish, the amount of damage he takes here at this point, really unnecessary.
He's just sitting there. Side armor, best armor. Same with Alien. Like, it's always... I can understand tanks wanting to do this, but I mean, this bit here where Vesto just threw his life away here. Like,
he really couldn't do anything though, because Batista and Pashka were behind him, so he really can't go anywhere. This is Yamto. I don't know what he's doing there.
This shot here though.
I mean, I really thought he was going to burn.
Did he have an extinguisher? Because that's more than one tick.
No. He didn't have an extinguisher.
But shouldn't that have burned for longer?
No, he has a firefighting crew.
Ah, okay, so the firefighting crew puts it out. Okay, so 2 health he managed to survive on, so RNG just slightly not in Rusty Roster's favour there. That could have absolutely turned the battle. I guess it was in their favour that they were able to get the shot in and set Alien on fire there, but Rusty Roster just slightly unlucky there.
But we have to ask here though, is this Rusty Roster playing really good, or is this
Kazna playing on rope,
not on point?
Okay, so let's have a look at the lineups for round 2 here on Himmelsdorf. Daki, can you see anything that stands out for you here?
Kazna with the IS-7. I mean, we've seen this IS-4 on attack. Oh, I don't know about that one. Not sure. We haven't seen the IS-4 almost at all on attack because it's really slow, can't really rotate. So once you commit to a side with it, you're kind of stuck with it.
Now here's something that I noticed when I looked at the lineups here. On Himmelsdorf attack, on Himmelsdorf defense, Rusty Roster have only swapped out 1 tank. So on defense, they've swapped out the grill for an IS-4. So on attack, they had an IS-4. Kazna on attack have 4 tanks that are still the same, which is the IS-4, 2 MX-50Bs, and then the 1390. So they keep them as like core groups. Not a lot of variation from both teams in their attack and defense lineup, especially in Rusty Roster only swapping out 1 tank.
It's Himmelsdorf. A lot of teams just have their standard and small variations to it, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, so let's jump into round 2 here on Himmelsdorf. Kazna lead Rusty Roster 2-1. Can they make it 3-1, or can Rusty Roster bring it back to 2-2? We've seen a lot of draws so far today, going into at least 3-3.
So after Stefan's little accident last time on the Gorilla, he's not going to be playing. That one's going to be Nexus. If you remember what happened to him there. You know what he said to me? He said Alien didn't want to play it, so he played it, and he never played before. He was like, let me just get a shot.
Let me play it, guys. Let me play it. Do you know how to play it? Yeah, sure. When was the last time you played it? Never.
Batista here. This is not a normal start at all for Rusty Roster. Batista going into the courtyard will spot most of these Kazna crew tanks, and I think Stefan and Alien are waiting for this.
Oh, Batista, you just drove into a couple of guns there, and they're going to overlap. Whoa! Actually nice, and the camouflage working out perfectly for him, as you can barely see him in that corner. So Figo covering the top line here.
They really wanted to catch him. They really wanted to catch him.
Surrounded by Kazna crew tanks right now. as Pasca's trying to get shots across to help out his teammate there. Basista takes one to the face there for 463. He really is not going to survive long. As any one of the Kazna players, Haiba's actually going to be the one poking around and just rips his head off the shot there right into the turret. So Rusty Roster down their scout.
Can't put somebody there if you're not covering the 8 line. I mean, Pashka is not really covering 8 line. Only now Kachmi got in position to really cover with that. Haiba was like, oh well, a free kill, hello.
There's no crossfire coming out here. So Rusty Roster defending to the east side of the map of the base here. Nothing in the train tracks like Kazna were doing earlier on. When they were in defense, they had the 1-2 line camped out for quite a while before they started the rotation. And now we see Kazna backing off.
Well, I mean, Kazna, they kind of got what they came for. They got that 1390 out already. It's a small advantage, if anything. This gives a lot of less spotting for Rusty Roster because they do not play with a bad shot like we see a lot of teams do, like Kazna did as well. So they don't really have that rotational tank, somebody that can spot the side. Now they do have the bad shot, never mind what I just said completely. But they're still losing some spotting.
Okay, so coverage there onto the 1 line from Prosto here. Not quite sure why he's aiming that way because he has a tank up at A0 spawning from as well. As Pasca takes a hit there from Urofish. Great shot there, 480 damage there. Nothing in return, although Vetso has taken a shot in return at some point. Where did that come from?
Perhaps from the 8 line.
Maybe Pasca or Catch Me when he was over there. Maybe Pasca got shot into him.
Vetso?
Yep.
I think he took one in the beginning, perhaps from Yamto or 1 or 2 from Basista, one of the two things. Somebody from the 8 line probably hit him driving behind that robo pile. Everything is open to Kazna though, and I don't like the setup here for Rusty Roster. I mean, just look how many tanks I have towards that eastern side. Like, realistically speaking, once Kazna decides to go for that 1-2 line, the game is over.
The game is over indeed if Kazna just decide what they want to do. Once they realise they can rotate up that 1-2 line, it's going to throw Rusty Roster's defensive plans into array as Rusty Roster look to be gathering up here to try and make a push on the hill. But Rusty Roster, lads, you're defending. You don't want to be driving away from the base and driving away far.
Kazna.
Especially if Kazna realise they can do this quick rotation on 1 and Rusty Roster are grouped up in the furthest away possible place from number 1. The only place they could be further away is if they're up on the hill at E and F0.
Kazna is now making the rotation. Catch Me will be the only one there. But that still won't be enough. Pashka really getting wrecked here in that IS-4. Eurofish is doing great so far. I'm guessing it's from Eurofish, perhaps from Elian and Stefan as well. But really good stuff onto that IS-4.
Pashka again absolutely punished there as Yuzny takes a hit as well and backs off. Now, Yanto and Shevchusenian, somebody has to tell them that their job is not to cap right now. They're defending the cap circle. They can't luck about in here. You need to move out, lads. Get a bit more vision for your team and find out where Kazna are.
I mean, Rusty Roster is completely spotted the entire time. They've even spotted the hill rotation. Now Nexus will be backing off a little bit. They might be making a trap with Stefan, Isne. But Rusty Roster so far, I mean, Kazna know where they are every single step of the way. It's just a matter, do they know how they can dismantle this defense? Are they going to go back for the hill here? Because you can see Figo is up there as well. Next to Stefan, Isne. I think they're going to retake this and it's going to be bad news for Rusty Roster.
So Figo trying to play King the Hill round 2. He did get beaten in the first time. Can he do it second time round? He has additional backup from Prosto in the AMX 50B. Yuzny here in the AMX 1390 is supported by Nexus in the Gorilla 15 and Stefan in the AMX 50B. Are we going to get a fight here? So Shevchusenian is still spotted down the bottom. Yuzny's going to poke round the west side of the castle. He's going to spot Figo straight away. He's going to start fighting. Stefan's going to want to come around. He sees Prosto. They're going to get shots into Prosto. It looks like they might just leave Yuzny to his fate because they can't get no fire. Although Stefan takes a shot back and loses his gunner.
Yeah, but Nexus is there as well. This is a big overmatch here for Kazna. Figo, he has to run. Nexus almost has reload available. Oh, he's going to take a hell of a lot here.
In the meantime, Pasca's able to kill out Yuzny, who was up on the hill, and he bounced there as he was able to sneak over the hill. So bit of RNG on your side there, Figo, as you're able to escape from the hill, and you also have additional coverage coming back down with you there from Prosto. Now, on the side here, Haiba's getting absolutely wrecked as he tried to push up the railroad sign. Yamto and Shevchusenian were just waiting for him. Vetso's going to get the kill here against... No, he's not going to get a kill here against Pasca Pisa as he just puts that shot right over his shoulder. Yamto gets a shot into Haiba as Shevchusenian is going to come around and finish him off. Yes, that does happen. So people are getting kills when I call them rather than miss their shots. Vetso again going for Pascal
Bounces
Pizza.
again.
Again he bounces. Vetso, come on, mate. This guy should be down. Eventually it's Alien that has to get the kill here for against Pascal Pizza. Now, Rusty Roster are down 2 tanks here. Kazna crew are down 2 tanks here. Eurofish getting absolutely smacked in the face here by one of the all-loaders. Stefan's going to jump onto Figo. Nexus is able to get a kill on Prosto. Daki, there's tanks falling left, right, and center here, but the advantage is going slowly in Kazna's favor.
Yeah, Kazna crew edging themselves forwards here in this one. I mean, they should have been far more ahead. Nexus bouncing, Vetso bouncing twice. This should have been done and dusted already here. They left Haiba there as a bait. He did go down, but I mean, at that point, they just kept pushing Nexus and Stefan. Nexus now picks up Catch Me as well. They just kept pushing Figo with a lot of HP, got locked down in C5, and then got wrecked. This was an HE pen?
That was a 619 hit there from a 113 as Shrebsha Shenin goes to fight Vetso as well as he gets taken out. All we have is Yamto left on Rusty Roster as Kazna look to be taking this 3-1 against Rusty Roster. Kazna, 5 tanks left in the battle, but they are all beaten quite badly, Daki. Lots of injuries and damage modules there.
Yeah, but in the end, they're still standing with 5 guys. Rusty Roster got 1 left. Nexus is probably going to be the one to pick it up. Yep, it is Nexus. Not bad.
So, yes, well played from Kazna crew. As we were casting here, sounds like there's a fight going on in the Russian
I was like,
desk
wait,
opposite
who's getting beaten up?
I thought for a minute there was a fire alarm or something noise that was coming out there, but exciting matches on both sides of the European League here, and the Russian one opposite us and us in the European one. But less of the Russian talk, let's talk more about Europe here. And let's talk about how great Kazna are playing.
I mean, okay, it was okay.
Let's talk about how better than previous games Kazna are playing.
Okay, I'll take that. I mean, they really wanted to kill Basista in the beginning. 50 Vs like in the window, like, Basista, please drive by here. Yeah, they missed a little bit, but still, there was no cover there for Basista. He's like completely left alone. He's like, guys, don't worry, I got this. And
yeah,
he's like,
I'm
oh.
fine. The camo's keeping me
And then
hidden.
he's like, oh, Haiba's here. And
Yeah.
Haiba's like, oh, well, there's
like,
nobody
where's the covering fire, guys?
There's nobody shooting at me. Let me just quickly kill Basista, after which the hill rotation from Rusty Roster. Kazna was aware of this, got spotted out. They took control of the rails at that point. They pretty much knew exactly that round where Rusty Roster were. Then they did the hill rotation themselves, which should have been a lot more successful in reality.
Yeah.
I mean, Figo should have taken so much damage there.
Okay, so before we jump into the stats, who do you
Nexus.
think? Nexus? He did farm a lot of damage there in the Grill 15. 12 shots, 4k damage, that's impressive. Catch Me coming in there, AMX 50B, 3000, and Yamto in the 113 doing 2600. So yeah, well played from Nexus. And Catch Me and Yamto, unfortunately there, they couldn't quite do anything more for their team. But I mean, here on the first page, it's 5 Kazna players to 2 Rusty Roster players.
Yep, I mean, Kazna just did the more damage. Nexus did 4k, Catch Me only did 3.1k. Nexus, great performance in that Guerrilla. Together with Stefan roaming around the map, that was good stuff. And this defense from Rusty Roster, I'm not sure if it was really going to work the way they set it up, because Basista was really left alone and the 1-2 lane was really left open. Kazna had a bunch of options they could really go for. They decided to go for this one, and it worked out. And I mean, Basista did 0 damage, Shrebsha did 699, Prosto 738 in a 50B. Pashka got completely wrecked by Eurofish. That was not that good for Rusty Roster.
Okay, so I was about to say something else, but let's go into the highlights, Daki, and you can talk me through what happened here.
So this is where Haiba, I mean, this was already at the later stage of the round. Haiba here was left alone. You can see on the minimap, everybody from Kazna's like, well, Haiba, you're done for. They went on pushing. Pashka gets bounced here by Vetso for the second time. I was like, that wasn't that great.
Two from Vetso.
But you can see Steph.
The IS-4, even with premium ammo, the IS-4 is sometimes an absolute swine to shoot at.
This is some coordination from Kazna that you like. It might not seem like coordination, but it was some. Stefan is like, Nexus, I got the bad shot. Just
Yeah.
go kill. I think it was Prosto in the 50B. Go kill
Yeah.
Prosto. That's those small kind of things of communication that can edge you forward in a match like this.
Yep, and Eurofish just missing at the end there on Yamto, but then Nexus is able to come round and just get the final kill for his team. So 3-1 to Kazna crew. We're going to be going into our third map of the series between these two teams, which is Steps. Nice big open map, but you've got a smile on your face, Daki. What for?
What? I mean, I'm just happy Daki.
Happy Daki?
Happy Daki. I'm sure Chad is going to enjoy that one. Really.
Happy Daki.
Hashtag happy Daki.
Not hashtag orange Daki.
Hashtag new Daki.
Hashtag new Daki? Not nude Daki?
Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Right now, that image is in everyone's heads right now in chat, and I'm seeing lots of the...
Kappa pride.
What's the face, the emote where it's like the guy going...
I don't know.
No? Okay.
I know it, but I'm not going to
You know
say
it.
it. I
Okay,
only
you
want
don't want everyone to do it.
I only want to see Kappa pride,
Only
okay?
see Kappa Pride.
Only Kappa pride.
Okay, not Justin Bieber hair, no?
No, just Kappa pride.
Okay, so let's have a look at the lineups here on Steps, what we're going to see between these two teams. Now,
I don't like that 430.
you don't like the 430? No?
I'm just not a fan of the
Why
tank.
the 430? Yeah, why the 430? Now,
DPM.
yeah, so they're taking it for the DPM. Now, Steps defense, we see the Leopard 1.
I mean, last time we saw them play this was with Haiba and the Leopard 1. He did like 2.3k damage with HE. It was insane.
Yeah, they did good. Now, they've got the Lorraine artillery there as well, and Rusty Roster's got the M40, M43. How are these different artilleries going to play off against each other?
I mean, Isna's just going to sit in the base, and you use the Lorraine on the defense because you can shoot quicker, so you can reset the base on the eastern side much more reliably. So you can reset it every so often. You can also use it as a booster. So you have Batchat, Lorraine, and then the Leopard that you want to boost up.
Okay.
And the M40, you use it for the big hits. He really doesn't, it doesn't depend on how many times he can shoot. It just depends that he hits something.
Okay, so as we get the teams lined up, we're just about ready to jump into the action. It's Rusty Roster 1, it's Kazna Crew 3. Who's going to get the extra match? Let's find out as we go into Steps. Okay, and here we go on Steps. Let's have a look and see if they can do this boost successfully, because we did see one in the last round between Utopia and Oops, where it was an absolutely terrible boost by Oops, where the third tank left a big, huge gap and didn't contribute to it whatsoever.
Ah, Kazna Crew here. This is sneaky stuff.
Sneaky Kazna.
Okay, so remember when they played KB, they boosted Haiba. They didn't really play for that side. Now what they're doing so differently is they're making a trap here. They're thinking like, oh well, Rusty Roster, they might want to come punish Haiba for climbing. So we'll make a trap and wait for them. Rusty Roster is like, okay, we're just not going to that side in general. Like, we're not going to go deal with Haiba and Isna. Last time they just completely destroyed KB, reset after reset after reset. They're like, we'll go to the other side instead.
So Nakabrod not taking the bait. Kazna Crew coming down the right-hand side. We've seen a tactic like this played really successfully earlier on. I can't remember which team it was, but it was the, I think the T62A or the Object 140 sitting where perhaps the Leopard is, and C0 just sitting back behind everybody, and he absolutely farmed damage and came out top damage dealer. Now, Rusty Roster are likely to play this very passively, aren't they, Daki?
Yeah, they're just edging forwards. I mean, you can see in C1 they have all their batches lined up. They're just clearing out the rails slowly. They want to check if there's somebody in the bushes. Bashka is just aiming on A7, B7 in case there is a heavy there. One of the 113s gets spotted. He can deliver a really big hit. Goes for the blind shot. It's not going to hit anything. Might have even tried to blind shot the climb. But so far, I mean, both these teams, Kazna went for the trap. It didn't work out. Now they go to plan B, start taking map control.
Just giggling a little bit to myself there, thinking how amazing that would be if that blind shot just connected with Vetso randomly as he's driving there. So Sharpshire Shiny is going to try and get a little move across the top of the map here and see if we can get spotted out. Yuzny was sitting in the base, like you said, for a very long time before he's decided to relocate down to in between D and E0, right actually on the corner of 4 different map coordinates. Are we going to see a rotation come around the bottom at some point by Kaznadaki? It looks like they're going for a really deep push here from Stefan and Elian.
Yeah, they're just taking map control. I mean, they're not getting spotted, so they're like, sure, fine. The more map control Rusty Roster gives them, the more Kazna will enjoy it. It's good for them. Still kind of waiting for a team to do like a reverse K-line, for example. You know, like where they boost up the K-line by themselves from the side. But look at Kazna already sending 3 bad shots into the middle.
So 3 batch shots into the middle as what sounds like thunder and lightning outside. There was some kind of massive bang out there that scared a little bit of life out of me there.
Prosto's actually going for the boost.
Prosto going out for the boost here, getting additional vision for his team there. He's going to perhaps spot out the Kazna tanks rotating around between them. It's going to be very safe for Prosto if he gets up here. He could give his team a lot of vision. As Yamto faces off against the Wolfpack in the middle, Yamto has additional health coverage with him as he's going to get focus fire right now. Artillery just missing Yamto. Yamto is wrecked. An ammo rack from Eurofish there as the artillery shell comes in again, and that's a huge hit on Elian.
He's on fire again!
Elian! Paska Pisa!
He's on fire again!
What a shot from Paska Pisa there. Absolutely destroying Elian there.
Elian on fire again. Bring a fire extinguisher, mate, because you're getting lit up.
What an exchange there. So, Rusty Roster lose Yamto to the Wolfpack of Kazna crew coming through the middle. Rusty Roster fired back with artillery and eliminate Elian. Now, Eurofish and Stefan also took damage. We see Prosto just taking a little bit of damage now, but that exchange actually is now in Rusty Roster's favour.
Yeah, Stefan here, he knows he's pretty much done for, so he's going to go and fire with Prosto because he wants to do as much damage as he possibly can before he dies. So he's trying to like get this Bacha before anything. Stefan actually wins that, so that's really good. Now Stefan, I mean, the trade was really in favor of Rusty Roster until Prosto went down. So Yamto in that 1-1-3, all the Bachas were bouncing him, right? They were really, really bouncing him, and then he got ammo racked.
And now as they retreat,
great shooting.
Basista just throws his life away. Don't let your dreams be memes, Basista. You just died there for no reason. You still had a full clip in you. And you were getting shot in the back without even turning to face that who you're running from. So, Vessel coming back into action here. The advantage that Rusty Roster had has just been lost completely. Kazna crew now sit 2,000 health better than them.
They also have 2 more guns than them. Stefan even survived that exchange. That really should never happen. Bashka here though. Poor Elian. Oh, poor Elian.
Poor Elian getting absolutely annihilated there from the artillery. Now, Kazna crew have 6 tanks left here in the battle. Stefan, however, only has 189 health. Rusty Roster has only 4 tanks in the battle. Everyone is on pretty much full health here, although Ketchum's down to 1,509. But one of these 4 tanks that they have is artillery, so it doesn't quite count when the trading starts here, unless he can eliminate another tank from full health.
Whoa, big hit again though from Pachka. He hits Vetso. Elian, I think it was Isna gets one in return, but they need more than this.
Vetso getting hit for about 823 there as he loses his loader in his tank. So Pashka Pishka doing what he can here in the artillery, but it's just not quite enough. He just doesn't have enough time to be able to get more damage out.
Just doesn't have enough guns either to support him. Look at the map control Kazna crew has. Nexus is now pushing up that side with Haiba. They have the complete map control here on this side. Now, what does Rusty Roster do to get out of this? I don't think there is a way out at all. There's too much of a surround.
There's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide right now for Rusty Roster, who are on the attack and need to do something. Kashmi getting himself spotted out and getting shot from everyone as Nexus takes a shot back in return. Kashmi's down to 1 shot. I think Nexus is going to wrap round here and be able to get that shot onto him. There's one, and there's another one. Come on. Wow, so there's crossfire coming into Nexus here as well. As Figo doing what he can to try and save his teammate, but it is a bit too little too late coming in here from Rusty Roster, as Kazna still have 6 tanks available to them and 6 guns. Figo sit in front of Pashkapitska as we see Eurofish dropping down Shrebsher Shenyan, and this looks like the beginning of the end, and it's going to be 4-1 to Kazna crew, Daki.
Yeah, but it is the end here for Rusty Roster. Kazna stabilizing in that round. Another big shot.
Haiba just bullying his way through Figo there because he wants the ram kill.
Bashka kind of like blew up Nexus now as well.
So, great end from there. I think top damage is perhaps going to be Pashka Pitska there. He was doing some really nice hits there. Well, he only connected 3 of them. But I mean, he got about 14,000.
I think it's going to be something along the lines of
1,400.
14,000, that's impressive.
Eyo.
I think it's going to be something along the line of the Pashka, Eurofish. No, Pashka, Stefan, Eurofish, top 3. If I get it right, what do I get?
You get an orange.
Okay. I want a fresh one.
A fresh one. Okay, that's maybe doable. We'll just go straight to the shops after tonight. We don't have an extra match, so we've got plenty of time to go to the shops.
You want to go
get
shopping
an orange
with me?
Get an orange. Get your cookie, maybe.
Cookie.
Cookie, yeah.
As long as you Hodor for me, it's okay.
Hodor. Hodor.
But
okay.
That was, I mean, Rusty Roster had the favorable trade there. I mean,
I would say that was a great match to watch. It was a great match to watch.
They did until Prosto died.
Yeah,
like,
there wasn't any big mistakes. It was a fun match to watch. It was just being outplayed. So Bam!
Close. I got the
No
top two.
cookie, no orange.
I mean, I was pretty close, to be
no
fair.
cookie, no orange,
I
Ducky.
was pretty close.
But-
I'll go
but-
get myself a
but-
cookie and an orange.
But I said Pasca Pizza. This is maybe not, but hey.
I said Pashka and then Stefan.
No, you didn't. You changed it. You can't say.
No,
You can't say.
we can watch the VOD together. I said
Ducky,
Pashka, Stefan, and then
You can't
Eurofish.
name off 7 players
I
in
named
top
4.
damage. Doesn't work that way. You're covering too many bases there. You're just picking the 4 best
It's not
players.
how it works in Belgium.
It's not how it works. You're just grumpy. He's saying it's not how it works, ladies and gentlemen, because Daki keeps forgetting to call shotgun when we're getting a lift home at night and gets really grumpy. He gets to sit in the back.
How
Not how it works.
It's not how it works. But there's some issues here for Rusty Roster, I'd say. Alien 0 damage. Basista also 0 damage. Yanto, I mean, he took a lot of bounces there.
Alien 0 damage.
I mean, Yanto took a lot of bounces there, so the 3 Batchas that came through the middle road, they really, really didn't penetrate their shells at all.
Oh,
Yanto
wait.
took like 700
Yeah.
damage in the beginning, and then he got Amorak from Eurofish.
Can you see how much damage he bounced?
Yes, I can, actually.
I want to have a look, and I want to see how much. I want to see Alien get eliminated
Yanto
here.
bounced 1.5k before he got
1.5.
Amorak.
Okay, so we'll see Alien get absolutely erased from the game. So
Here,
Alien's,
look how,
he's on
look how
full
little
health.
shells they have left.
Right, Alien's still on full health.
Alien,
Alien full health.
Amorak.
That's the ammo rack there on Yamto.
this is Bashka.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Yes,
Boom.
Okay.
And then Alien is like, oh.
It's the fire. You can see the
it's-
damaged. You can see the damaged fuel tank as he's burning
The
to
best
death.
part is like when Stefan and Next are driving next to him, they're like, oh, well.
We're gone. We're gone. Yep.
This
Bye,
was
Alien.
great play from Stefan because
There's the wreckage there.
Basista is like, well, let's go away. And Next is like, yo, what's up? And this is
Yeah,
also
that's what
why
I'm saying, it was like-
Basista is driving up for no reason. He should go around the corner. He would take a lot of damage, but he'd survive. I mean,
Oh, Alien, man, that was brilliant. Just sitting there with 3 tanks trying to do damage. Brilliant shot from Pasco, though. I mean, top damage, but top damage with that one shot. You're saying he just gets the parting
Nexus.
shot there before he
No,
goes.
Haiba, Nexus. Yeah, you get the parting shot on Nexus before he goes.
And Haiba just bullies his way past Figo to get the ram kill on him as well. So a really enjoyable match there from Kazna Rusty Roster. Unfortunately, Rusty Roster couldn't hang around for any longer. Now, let's have a look at the lineup for the next round as the teams swap positions, where we see Rusty Roster now on the defense and we have Kazna Crew now on the attack.
AMX 30B. Oh, well, I know
Okay.
what he's going to be doing.
Now, AMX 30B. Okay, I'll ask you a question and then you can probably shut down the question straight away. So, AMX 30B, 2 kind of similar tanks that you'd normally see in some. Well, you see one tank sometimes, but sometimes you others see for example, the STB. And very rarely you might see an Action X. So, what's the plan here with the 30B?
Get him on the East Mountain. Get him on the
Okay.
Eastern Mountain. I mean, I don't know why they don't pick a Leo, but I'm pretty sure the AMX 30B is going to get on that Eastern climb. And they've done it before where Rusty Roster gets Pashka to boost on the A line, and then they get the 30B to go on the Eastern climb. Like, if they do anything else with the AMX 30B, I'd be disappointed.
Okay, so do you think it's chosen over the... I mean, does it have the same gun handling as Leopard?
I think Leo just has a little bit better soft stats.
Okay, so let's jump into the battle here. Second round on steps. Can Kazna Crew seal the deal and get the win for 5-1? Or can Rusty Roster bring it back to 4-2? I'm thinking this is going to go Kazna's way.
Ooh, don't jinx him. Don't jinx him.
Caster curse incoming.
Pashka looks to be going for the same thing he did before. No surprise.
I want to see where this AMX 30B goes.
Well,
Let's have a look at Prosto.
it feels good being right. Well, Prosto is getting boosted. You can see it.
You can see the lineup, the choo-choo train with Prosto at the front. Let's have a look-see. They're still thinking about it.
Well, they're going for it.
Choo-choo! There we go.
They should be able to do it.
Choo-choo!
They're close
Oh, it's
enough
a
to
bit
each other.
squinty.
Oh, the timing. Isne tried to guess the timing there.
Isne. Cheeky chappy.
Oh, Pashka didn't get to do it. Pashka did not get to do it. That's the dead RU.
Pashka, good night. Run away, mate. If he had got that coverage, if he'd done it,
They've done it before.
he's done it, and he was the one that did it
Yep,
before.
yep,
And it
exactly.
was beautiful. It was beautiful. Was that against Kazna though? It
No,
was
no,
against.
no.
Was it
no,
not?
no, no. It was against Swift.
Okay.
He got up against Swift, and after like 6 minutes, he was like, yo.
Yay! Peekaboo! And they were like, oh, nuts. Guys, we can't do anything now at base 1. So, Kazna Crew taking control of the rails here. We see Prosto up on the hill in his AMX 30B. Not a tank at all we normally see on this map. We usually see a Leopard up there, sometimes a Grill or an RU, or maybe even an AMX up there sometimes as well, yeah?
Yep. But they decided for the 30B. I mean, whatever floats their boat, you know. They decided to go for the 30B. Should
There
be
must be
okay.
some kind of plan. I know the 30B has good gun handling. I'm pretty sure it's perhaps got the most accurate gun in game, but it's just not favoured a lot of the time by people who mainly play tier 10s because it just doesn't have the turret armour. And that commander's cupola, I mean, look at the size of it. It's like a Toma. It's like not
Stefan
a Toma.
tried to do the north climb at the same time.
And he didn't make it either. He's trying to run away. So yeah, that commander's cupola on the top of the AMX 30B is a huge target and very easily penetrated right now.
Stefan's going for it again.
Stefan's going to try and run round again to get the boost up on that hill as we get a nice sweeping panoramic of the map and not watching Stefan.
Nope,
It looks like Stefan has made it this time.
Nope. Didn't make it for the second time.
Stefan's going to try again for a third time. Perhaps we can watch him do this. Not in a zoomed in mode. It'd be really good to watch it over his shoulder if possible. So let's see if he tries this for a third time round now. And we're seeing Nexus go up in the middle here. Stefan looks like he has failed it for a third time in a row. Maybe we can watch him do it for a fourth time. There we go, Stefan. Now we're going to watch it. Are you going to do it? Are you going to show us it? Come on, mate.
He's going to try this. He already failed it 3 times beforehand. You could see it on the minimap.
Fourth time's a charm as we can see it. I don't think he's got... Oh, Catch Me gets hit and loses his gunner. There's a cap starting. Stefan might just abandon what he's going to do here in just a second. He doesn't have the speed.
He does.
You can't solo this one.
Yeah, you can. He can still get up from this point. He really can. He just needs to reverse. Ooh, he needs to get up a little bit higher. Like the essence is that he gets up a little bit higher. Gets up higher. Nice.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, Stefan.
He made it.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Come on, like Shakira, the hips don't lie, Stefan.
4 times the charm.
There we go. All we needed was the camera on him, ladies and gentlemen. Stefan performs for the camera. So Elian's starting to cap here for Kazna crew as all the blind fire shots come in from Rusty Roster. Now, 3 tanks in Rusty Roster have taken hits already. We see Pashka Pitska getting hit. He was trying to go over to the area where Stefan is just now. Catchme's taken a hit in Object 140 and he's lost his gunner, which could be really telling in the fight later on once the main bulk of the forces clash together. Shrebster Shenin is taking his second hit right now. That was about 500 something. That might have been from using an artillery there. As Basista is rotating back round with his team, and Yamto and Figo. Figo still left there as a bottom spotter, Daki, along with Yamto, but at which point are the rest of those guys going to come back round?
I mean, Kazna really have all their bases covered. There's not really a play here that Rusty Roster can go for. This high by an A6. That's close. Just missed by artillery. I was going to say, how long is it going to be with Prosto being up there spotted? Look at the angles that Kazna has. So Stefan's controlling from the hill. Hybar controls A6. Eurofish controls C5. Vetso is on D4. He can shoot anybody crossing. And then Nexus is in E1. He also covers everything. So Hybar's taking a hit and has his gun damage. That's going to affect his accuracy. Eurofish finally drops down Pashka Pitska, but Pashka is in the RU, so he's not really one that's going to be a damage dealer. He's there mainly for spotting and vision. But Rusty Roster's on defense, and they know where Kazna is now, so losing the RU not too big a thing right now, but Kazna crew are able to extend a HP advantage now of about 2,000, Daki. Yeah, Kazna crew's looking good in this. I mean, the Ru's already gone now. They're going to have to send somebody else to cross to go spot it, and Kazna still control all the options here. They have all the bases covered. Nexus in E1, there's no potential there to flank. Vetsu's covering the middle. Eurofish is pushed up as well, so they can't do the thing what they did to Yamto. That's not an option either. Really think Kazna's in a great situation at this point. Okay, so Kazna crew only 2 tanks damaged, so Elian has a little bit of health taken off his Batchat 25. Haiba finally does the repair now that he had his tracks damaged as well. So Haiba could have fixed that gun at any stage. He was just holding off his repair kit. Not actually essential to get it fixed because he would have had the armorer skill, I believe, for his gunner, which means that the gun damage doesn't really count as being damaged. Catch Me taking another hit there in his Object 140, is losing some health, and Rusty Roster at some point need to make a move, but there is a rotation coming in the bottom between Yamto, Basista and Figo. Yeah, but Nexus will completely halt this rotation by himself pretty much. I mean, Stefan will be able to rotate, as you can see now he drops off the mountain. There's 3 batch coming there from Rusty Roster. Nexus is on the climb, though, so he'll spot them coming. Then this is not going to be good for Rusty Roster.
Rusty Roster don't have shots into Nexus. Nexus can spot them, but they can't shoot him in this area where he is. They need to get like shaken out by artillery or something like that. Nexus gets a shot out into Yamto. Basista tries to get a shot back into him. Yamto doesn't shoot, he holds his fire. Yizne is okay where he is in artillery. Yamto is going to get surrounded, so is Basista, as Kazna just going to rotate back to deal with these backjets coming through as Stefan comes in at full speed here trying to pick them off as they run away.
Yeah, Stefan is now coming in. This rotation has to halt, and all this time, there has not been a reset.
Not been a reset. We're down to 30 seconds. Nobody's really in a position to reset, although it looks like there is a push coming in from the number 2 area led by Catch Me and Shreb Shoshenian. Eurofish is going to see this as Alien backs off. Is Alien going to go right out of the cap? No, he's going to the back of the cap circle. Shreb Shoshenian is going desperate to get some spots. He's going to get exposed to a lot of gunfire here. If they can take out Shreb Shoshenian, they're going to be able to cap comfortably. We're down to 9 seconds. Shreb Shoshenian's down. Catch Me is the only person now that can spot. 5 seconds. Can he get a spot onto Alien? No, it's going to go down 1 second. Alien's done it. Kazna capped, and that is 5-1 Kazna. Nice quick match, Daki.
Yep, said they were in a good position. They kept that position. Nexus spotted the rotation as we predicted that would happen. They wrecked the rotation. They never reset it during that rotation either. Then they had to suicide somebody else. And the angles Kazna had were just far, far superior to anything Rusty Roster had prepared for them. You see Haiba, Eurofish between them two. They were really covering that part. That AMX 2DB, I don't think he even penned